So once you surrender to the fact that everything will be divulged and you act on it as best you can and you trust it, it'll move you in the direction. And it's the movement with less resistance is the joy that we feel. And that's why we came here. And you will experience it. The paradox is don't try to finish, don't try to get there, and you'll move quicker. It's a natural state. Just like the water in a river, if you try to swim upstream thinking you'll get there quicker, unless you're swimming fast in the flow. But if you let go, it will move you in the direction which you need. Your natural flow always knows the direction where you want to go. You have the free will to fight it. You have the free will to swim upstream. But if the stream is flowing down, that's where you're supposed to be going. If you meant to go that way, it would have been flowing that way. And when you understand that, because the imagination will generate the stream. And then it automatically knows which direction you go because it knows where you are. The red pin's here, blue line knows where you're at. That's it. So once you change the imagination, the blue line and everything else changes. But when you hold on to that imagination, it will move you through impulses. And the impulses are subtle at first. You want to start that business like I talked about. You get excited. The first impulse is go to the movies. How is going to the movies going to get me my business? But if you trust it and listen to it, you might go to the movies and see a scene where someone's going through the same thing as you are in the movie. Or you're watching, you get an idea of how you're going to run the business. Or you run into somebody at the snack stand. Something will happen to give you a signal, a sign. But don't look for it. Because when you're looking for it, that's when you blow right by it. Act on it. Go to the movie. Why am I going to the movie? To start my business. No. You go into the movie to watch the movie. And somewhere along the line, you'll laugh. And in the movie, the main character was starting their business. Or sometimes we go to the movies to watch that in the movies everything works out. And it really does in life. We just want it to work out now. But it is working out now. Because this is the only place we could be, is here and right now. So know and understand, and when you actually conceptualize these physics, then use your imagination as small or as large as you want to do. And then trust it. I always suggest to people, start out small and imagine it, get the feeling up, and see what happens. And then when you get really good at this, you realize it's all small. There is no big. And that's the paradox. But what I mean by small is, imagine something simple. Because if you don't achieve it, it's not going to be the end of you. But if you don't achieve anything, it's never the end of you. We didn't come here to achieve anything. The achievement of man is why we're in the turmoil we're in. We came here to imagine in order to collaborate and see how many people we can tell the story with along the way. Because we came here to tell a story, and if there's no one in the room, you're a crazy man talking to yourself. You know? So, but in order to tell a really good story, there's got to be multitudes of characters in it. Or you got a one-man show and no one's going to listen to that. This is why we came here. The imagination is just to lift us into a new experience, period. And then the new experience will just generate. But we're too often going in the circle, talking about the same thing. You know, you hear the one about the guy, yeah, you told me that last week. Shit, I got to go to a bar now, you know? I got to find a new bar to tell these jokes at. No. That's why we do it. It isn't to achieve anything other than to feel the flow which moves us. And that's why we're here, you know? So I suggest doing that. Close your eyes. Do it at night before you go to bed. And do it first thing in the morning. Because then it ends your day and starts your day. And then when an impulse comes up, act on it as best you can. You know? Like in other words, like if I have an impulse to go to the movies but I have to go to work, and not going to work is going to psychologically harm me, don't do it. Maybe look up the movie to see when it's playing later, or go this weekend type of thing. All right? But then as you get better at it, those obstacles really won't seem to be in the way. You'll actually be doing everything as you want to do, you know. But if it takes time to get there, so what? That's part of the lesson. It's part of it. Because if you got everything you wanted, you wouldn't understand the physics behind it. So when you went through something difficult and you made it through and you look back and you kind of laugh at it, it was only difficult because I stepped on every landmine. It's like, that's what those black dots were. Now you learn to walk around them, and it's easier. So use your imagination to move forward, to generate a frequency, and then allow the impulses to move you and act on them as best you can. Do we have any questions? All right. Well, go forth and imagine. Thank you for coming.